kakatapos ko lang po sa rally sa Luneta ng Iglesia ni Cristo.
Live and in person, Attorney Rowena Gonzo.
Tama ba ang mga ginagawa nila sa ating bayan ngayon? Hindi tama! Hindi tama! Hindi tama! Ang mga tao pobre ay nakapila para makasakay lamang ng jeep o bus. 5 oras hanggang makauwi. Ang mga buhaya ay naka-helicopter. Sasakay ka ng tricycle, ang tricycle driver nagbabayad ng tax. Bibili ka ng grocery, may tax. Bibili ka ng gamot, may tax. Bat sila ng bat. Mga isa dyan, tawagan nyo na talagang Batman. At syempre, ang bombshell doon ay ang testimony ni Senator Amy Marcos na si Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. ay addict sa cocaine.
Noon, dahil may tatay pa kami, hindi ko pa siya responsibilidad. Noong tumatanda, ay mas naging nakakabahala. Batid ko na nagda-drug siya. Paghapon sila, lahat sila nagiinuman at gumagamit ng cocaine.
At ang kanyang asawa, ang ating First Lady,
Kinumbinsi ko pa si Bongbong. Pakasalan mo na si Lisa. Naisip ko noon, kapag nag-asawa siya, malalagay na sa tahimik at magkakaroon ng direksyon. Ang laki ng pagkakamali ko. Mas lumala ang kanyang pagkalulong sa droga. Dahil parehas pala silang mag-asawa.
gayon din at kanilang mga anak.
Nalaman kong pati ang mga anak niya ay nagdodroga na. Kinasusuklaman ko pa ang pag-alok ng mag-inang si Sandro ng droga ang aking mga anak at iba pang mga kamag-anak. Yan ang hindi ko na mapapalampas.
Whether you believe Senator Amy Marcos or not, I know her personally. She was my seatmate for 1 year in 2 subjects. And she's always been a jolly person, always helpful, even when they were in power in Malacanang. And she was like any ordinary student. For me, it takes a lot of Amy to say this in public, that her brother, the President Bongbong Marcos Jr., is addicted to cocaine since he was 12 years old.
Bata pa lamang kami ni Bongbong. Alam na ng buong pamilya ang problema sa kanya. Sa totoo lang, mababasa naman ng lahat ang mga testimonya ng aking ama patungkol sa kanyang ugali at gawain.
Some senators say this should have been a quiet thing. They should have talked about this. They should have settled this among themselves. But this is a matter of public interest. You cannot just say, oh, settle it among yourselves. It's unfair for some people to say, me is damaging the economy by saying this. Or that it's so un-Filipino of me to stab her brother in the back.
Hindi natin galing Pilipino na ganyan. Tayo mga Pilipino, gano'n di ba? Kasi masyado tayong close-knit yung ating pamilya. So, pag may away mo kapatid, i-resolve natin within comprehensive hearing or within the family circle.
I'd say you're very un-Filipino if you do not love your country above all. I think Amy Marcos gave it enough time to bite her tongue, tiis-tiis yung ini-ignore siya ng brother niya, such that hindi na siya pumupunta sa Malacanang at hindi na rin siya nag-attend ng mga family events pag nandun si Bongbong at ang ating First Lady, kahit andyan pa ang kanilang minamahal na ina. Well, let's backtrack. Before Bongbong Marcos was elected president, he was unemployed for 6 years because he lost to Leni Robredo for vice president. He was senator before that. But before that even, Bongbong Marcos had no visible and clear means of income. He's not a lawyer. He's not a head of some reputable business. He has no profession. And it was discovered that he lied, that he graduated from from Princeton or Oxford.
Ano po yung binigay sa inyo?
Certificate.
Na kayo ay-
This is to certify that Ferdinand Marcos has completed a BA degree in social science.
Is it a BA degree, sir? Nakita ko doon ang sinulat ng Oxford is...
We can confirm that a Ferdinand Marcos matriculated at the University of Oxford in 1975 to read for a BA in Philosophy and Economics. According to our records, he did not complete his degree but was awarded a special diploma in social studies in 1978.
Nagpalit ako ng kurso. Sabi ko, politics, philosophy, and economics yan. Sabi ko, bagsak naman ito lagi, politics.
Pero is a special diploma and a degree the same?
Well, I suppose there are differences, but ang ending nun is that it is a bachelor's degree.
Still, he won the presidency. And so there we have it. What he didn't expect, what he didn't plan for, is that he was gonna be president of a poor country. A country that needed a president who was not only hardworking, even if not brilliant, but honest and dedicated. Because what the Filipinos feared the most was an economic disaster under Bongbong Marcos.
The Philippine government's total outstanding debt soars to a fresh all-time high.
The Philippine government's total outstanding debt soars to a fresh all-time high.
The Philippine government's debt balloons to a new record high in October.
But we waited to see if he was up for the job. After all, he wanted it. Ito na yung saying na, be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. So when he became president, he was overwhelmed with the task because he's never really had to work very hard. Come on. When he was Vice Governor of Ilocos Norte and he did not pay his taxes, his income taxes, which is why, in my opinion, in his Comelec case for disqualification, I rendered my opinion, which of course my vote was not counted, that he was disqualified from running for office because he was convicted 2 times for a crime involving moral turpitude, which is not paying his income taxes while he was governor. Because, during martial law, they could do anything they wanted. Nobody was looking, nobody could protest. People who went against Ferdinand Marcos ended up disappearing or dead. Now, my friends in the left still have very vivid memories of martial law.
Hindi maaalis sa akin yung ginawa sa akin. Dahil tao naman ako, bakit ganyan ang ginawa nila? Ihayop nga, dapat hindi gawin ng ganyan. Pero tao. Sabi ko nga, si Marcos hindi tao.
Oh, back to Bongbong.
Bata pa lamang kami ni Bongbong. Alam na ng buong pamilya ang problema sa kanya.
If he has been on cocaine since he was 12, and he became president at 64, you can imagine all these many, many years of cocaine addiction. And what does it do to you? I do not have any addiction, but I asked friends who were on cocaine, and they said that the thing with cocaine is that it gives you a dopamine hit. So you get a quick high, but it will only last you for 15 minutes. And because it's only going to be for 15 minutes, you want more and more and more. So they end up, till morning. And coupled with alcohol, that's a deadly combination. Now, I don't know if you can flush that out of your system by going somewhere abroad and detoxifying your system. I don't know. But how many times in 3 years did we hear that somebody in Malacanang went abroad for whatever, or that took a break, or on leave from the public view? Because the difference between then and now is that he's president. He cannot hide from the people. He cannot